The final battle has begun. Loki, the Prince of Elbaf, is no longer just a myth. His devil fruit, long kept secret by generations of giants, is finally unleashed. A mythical Zoan tied to the Norse mythological creature, and now with the legendary sun god Nika at his side, Loki is ready to burn down Imu's demon army to ashes. This is One Piece 1152 preview spoilers, and the chaos is just getting started. Welcome to Super Synth D Studio, where the final saga of One Piece hits different. If you're ready for real spoilers, raw theories, and hype that slaps harder than Conqueror's Haki, you're in the right place. Break week is over, and One Piece is back this Sunday with chapter 1152. The One Piece editor already dropped a cryptic preview, and trusted leaker Pewpiece has teased what's coming next. So let's break it all down. We begin with the official preview from the editor. What kind of chaos will Imu's arrival bring to Elbaf? This means One Piece 1152 will continue the madness unleashed by Imu's presence. More giants are being turned into demonic soldiers, and the nightmare monsters are spreading across Elbaf, terrorizing every corner of the land. Now from Pewpiece's spoiler, rampaging and playing in Nika form, the god of freedom. That's right, Luffy is back in his white god form, the legendary sun god Nika, who's worshipped in Elbaf folklore. This confirms it. The clash between Nika and Imu-sama will begin in One Piece. You learned the 52? So here's our full prediction. The story picks up from the last chapter. Loki begs to be released, convinced that Elbaf needs his power to fight the invaders. Heidrun hesitates. He doesn't want to risk it. But Gaban steps in and convinces him. Loki is Elbaf's only hope. He's the only giant who has mastered advanced Conqueror's Haki. And that's the only thing that can truly hurt the Holy Knights with their godlike regeneration. Gaban finally reveals to Luffy's crew the secret to defeating the Holy Knights. You must attack using advanced Conqueror's Haki, which means only Luffy, Zoro, Loki, and Gaban can land real damage. With no other choice, Heidrun reluctantly releases Loki. The giant prince laughs maniacally, finally free after 6 years in chains in the underworld. They immediately ride the lift up to the surface. But what they see leaves even Luffy and Gaban speechless. Elbaf is burning. Imu's demon army has multiplied. Killingham's nightmare beasts have risen from the dead. And the flames from the school and library are spreading fast. Now there are 3 urgent time limits the heroes must handle to save Elbaf. First, the kidnapped giant children, being herded by Summers. The kids will be used as hostages to force the giants into submission. Second, the burning Owl Library. If it's destroyed, the ancient books from Ohara and the sacred Elbaf texts will vanish, wiping out centuries of knowledge about the Void Century and the Harley Scriptures. Third, more and more giants are transforming into demons, marching toward Jarul's village to slaughter the Elder. Here's the mission plan. Gaban will face Summers again, fighting to save his son Colin and protect Ripley, who's trying to rescue him. Zoro will be the one to defeat Killingham. But first, he and Sanji must free Nami's group, Nami's weather powers and Jinbei's. Water control are critical to put out the fires. Meanwhile, Gunko, now possessed by Imu-sama, will be handled by Luffy and Loki. This is personal. Loki still bears a grudge from the beating Gunko gave him while he was chained. And finally, Heidrun and his new giant warrior. Pirates will face off against Imu's demon army, a test to prove they're ready to replace the legendary crew once led by Dory and Brogy. Here's where things get wild. When Loki sees Imu's demon soldiers, he remembers what happened to King Harold and his 100 royal guards. It's likely they've been turned into demons, and this will finally expose the truth about what happened 14 years ago in Aris Castle. This is why Loki killed his own father, not out of hatred, but to protect Elbaf. If King Harold and his men really are now part of Imu's demon army, and Loki kills them all, then the devil fruit he ate must be truly insane. Let's look at the clues. Gaban, who's lived in Elbaf for over 20 years, likely witnessed Loki's rampage. He warned Luffy about Loki's power, saying he couldn't even imagine how dangerous he truly was. And when Gaban cut down a nightmare beast shaped like Loki, he said it would have been stronger if the children had known Loki's real power. That was no random comment. Gaban was talking about Loki's true monster form, from his mythical devil fruit. Also, Gaban now has a burn scar on his right face. He didn't have it back when the Roger Pirates disbanded. Did that scar come from fighting Loki? If it's a burn, then Loki's powers are fire-based. Now think we're in Elbaf, which draws from Norse mythology. Just like Fishman Island was inspired by Atlantis, with characters like Neptune and Poseidon. And Wano was based on feudal Japan, where Yamato had the Okuchi no Makami fruit, a literal guardian deity of Wano. So could Loki's fruit come from Norse myth? One name fits the bill: Surtur, the fire giant who brings Ragnarok and destroys Asgard. Remember, Loki once claimed to be the sun god who would destroy the world. That matches Surtur's fire of destruction, a primordial, eternal flame. Why did Elbaf guard this fruit for generations? Because just like Fishman Island inherited Poseidon, and Wano inherited Pluton, Elbaf inherited the mythical zone fruit of Surtur. Now here's the insane twist. We know Pluton and Uranus require fuel, something called Mother Flame, and Vegapunk said he couldn't recreate it perfectly. But what if Surtur's fire is the original Mother Flame? That's why Elbaf protected the fruit, and why it had to be eaten by a giant when Nika returned. Lilith once said that if she had eternal fire, she could build an artificial sun. But on Elbaf, where there's no tech or funding, Vegapunk can't do it. Only Loki can. That's his role in the final war. And that's why Loki will fight side by side with Luffy to take down Musama once and for all. Loki's devil fruit is not just a power boost. It's the lost fire of the gods. And in One Piece 1152, that fire is about to burn everything down. What do you think? Is Loki really the key to reigniting the ancient weapons? Was his fruit meant to fuel Mother Flame? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates as we get closer to the end of One Piece. This is Super Synth D Studio. Stay free, stay hyped, and always remember, the sun god burns brighter when the fire giant stands beside him